Welcome to Verbal Peak Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are every day. People like to welcome you all to the show. We want to deal with the call for the president, Donald Trump, to meet with black leaders. There is no sit down with black leaders unless Minister Farrakhan is there. If Minister Farrakhan is not at the meeting, then there is no meeting with black leaders. That just it had to be said. Now, in the frustration dealing with the killing of George Floyd and countless others, right? Frustration is mounting, and solutions are needed. And also, the root of the problem on how racism can still be prevalent after 400 years of being in America. One reason is the fact that a lot of white parents teach their children racism behind closed doors in their homes, but the child goes outside of their home and displays acts and words of racism. And it's really due to the parents' fault for passing it on, from the comments that's being made inside the house, from the judgment, from the lack of intelligent conversations dealing with specific issues that may or may not be known, or they may not have the answer to, so they guesstimate or they make up a reason why this is that without actually researching. And it's sad because today you can just go on the internet and type in whatever you want, it's right there. So if you need any clarification or any definitions or any history lessons, you can just Google it and you can understand. So when you hear black people say, well, the Moors built Spain, go research and study all about that. Now, true indeed, there is racism within the very curriculum or within the hearts of some historians. So they try to whitewash the attributes and contributes and that blacks contributed to society. Okay, we understand that. But that's part of that's another part of the frustration. You know, stop trying to erase us out of history. You know, it's like black people have to fight, just to be recognized. We all know how racist this country was, or hell, even back Little Richard and Chuck Berry, people would sing songs, right? It would be their voice, but they weren't allowed to put the actual artist on the front cover of the album. They had to put a white couple or a white person. You know, examining the mindset that would even allow that to happen and even go along with it, you know, as if it was the right thing to do. You know, sickening and sad. So we need honest dialogue. We don't need that. We don't need, like I mentioned in the previous podcast, we don't need when the mayor or the governor of a state or the mayor of a city who, when things get hot and they need a mouthpiece, they run out and get a celebrity or an athlete to come out and, you know, do the song and shuffle. Them days over with. You know, you got too many intelligent black people who does research that can speak for themselves and address why they're frustrated. Don't come out and say, you know, we have to all get along. And, you know, when prior to the murder of George Floyd, the problem existed, but yet it wasn't being dealt with because that was a severe problem. He kept sweeping that problem under the rug until it exploded. Nobody wanted to deal with it. But you know why? Because nobody wanted to hurt the feelings of white America. Nobody wanted to put that mirror in white America's face and say, hey, look, you got it. How can you justify these actions that you all are taking against black people? How can you justify being a racist when no one is taking anything from you? No one is bothering you. No one wants what you have. You know, what's the problem? You know, get to the root of that. You know, and then maybe we can have an honest dialogue because we can discuss, well, no, we can give our account. No, this is the reason why this is done, and this is the reason why so-and-so is done, without people leaning towards their own understanding. So it's a lot that needs to be taking place, or a lot that needs to be uncovered and discovered dealing with this issue, because we're at a point in time to where we really can address this situation and agree on a solution that would be the best solution dealing with everything that is taking place. Because after this, America can't afford another protest, riot of destruction ever again. And as I stated, there is no black leadership session with the president unless Minister Farrakhan is there or a representative of Mr. Farrakhan. That's it. There's no other way that this thing can be done. And that's if he chooses to sit down with the president. He might decide, I don't want to sit down with President Trump. And that would be respected, and that would be well within his rights. And we're going to love the minister regardless. But this is just myself talking. If you're going to have a sit down with black leaders, then Minister Farrakhan has to be at the table. Furrow Peak Radio, we're out.